Hey, today I want to talk to you about how to make a book of positive aspects. So I got this idea from the book Ask and It Is Given by Esther and Jerry Hicks. And in that book there are different processes, different things you can try to help raise your vibrational frequency. And I really latched onto this idea of the book of positive aspects. Absolutely love it. On the inside cover of mine, so I used this little notebook that my mother had given me, blank pages. I never quite knew what to do with it because it kind of wasn't big enough for journaling, and it turned out to be the perfect size for a book of positive aspects. So I wrote on the inside cover what it said about what this is for. So it says, write the name of a brief description of someone or something that you always feel good about. As you focus upon the name, title of what you've written, ask yourself, what do I like about you? Why do I love you so much? What are your positive aspects? Then gently, easily begin writing down the thoughts that come to you in response to your questions. Write as long as the thoughts flow, then read and enjoy your own words. Your point of attraction will continue to improve, and the law of attraction will deliver even more wonderful people, places, and experiences for you to enjoy. So I thought, that sounds good to me. And so I started off. The very first thing I wrote about was a person. Actually, I decided to write about my husband. And it was a good thing I did this. I wrote this in 2014. I did this on a day when I was clearly feeling really loved up. So I was able to just write a whole page about all of his positive aspects. And what's great is that now, if I'm ever feeling not so positive about him, I can honestly open up the first page of my book of positive aspects and remind myself all of the reasons why I love him and all of his amazing qualities. So the next pages I wrote a whole page for each of my children, and I wrote a page for my 2 cats. I was kind of on a roll. And then, I don't do this all in a row, so it's the kind of thing where I just sort of keep, and every so often I will just take it out and write a page about something, anything. So it isn't the kind of thing that you have to do every day. It's just one of those fun exercises that you can pick up and do anytime. So some examples of other things I have. I wrote about sunshine. I love sunshine. And I just wrote a whole page about everything I love about sunshine. I did another one on Project Me as my business and all the things I love about my business. Those are my cats. Soft, cozy beds. I made a whole page all about how much I love my bed. Okay, this is interesting. This is when I found out that our family were going to be leaving Spain, Madrid, where we were so happy, and moving back to London again. And I was feeling very resistant to moving back to London. So here's where I took a page and I wrote London across the top. And I wrote all of the positive aspects I could think of about London. And it was really good for me, a really great exercise for me in remembering that it's not so bad. There's lots of amazing things about London. And I easily filled up a whole page of positive things about London. And I was able to go back at times and read that again and remind myself. So it's good as a tool for doing that as well. I wrote about Kundalini yoga, how much I love yoga. There's just like every time I would pick it up, I wrote about my grandmother. You can write about my grandmother's not alive anymore, but I just wanted to write about all the things that I love about my grandma. I wrote about my mother, and I did this because I thought this is going to be a really good one if I'm ever feeling a little bit about my mother, is I can just remind myself of all of her amazing positive aspects. It's really, really good to do. Did it another one during lockdown. Got a whole page about all of the great things about lockdown 2020. So that gives you the idea. Just take a notebook. I would suggest not using one that's too big. It might just feel a bit daunting to have to fill a really big like A4 page. But also, I think maybe if it's any smaller than this, you may be on a roll and run out of space. I mean, sometimes I even get to the bottom of a page this big and think, oh, I could have gone on for longer. And of course, there's nothing wrong with making 2 pages. There's no wrong or right. But I happen to find that this is just kind of a good size for me. It doesn't put too much pressure on me. And it definitely is a really fun way to raise your vibrational frequency. Make sure that you write one called Me, and write a whole page about all of your positive aspects. I want to hear how you get on with that. All right. I want to hear how you get on with your book of positive aspects.